Ever tried to help someone only for it to blow up in your face? You offer support, you offer time, advice, solutions, and instead of gratitude, you get distance. Something unspoken breaks, and you sit there thinking, how did kindness turn into conflict? How does helping someone create the opposite of what you wanted? Because here's the truth most people never learn. Good intentions do not guarantee good outcomes, and without awareness, helping can turn into harm. In this episode, we decode the paradox no one teaches you, why attempts to help can damage relationships, why empathy sometimes pushes people away, and how to support others without stepping into control, projection, or ego. Not to change how you act, but to deepen how you understand. 1. The paradox of helping. You care. That's why you help. But what you intend as compassion can be received as correction. What feels like support to you can feel like judgment to them. Imagine, a friend is struggling with their business. They're overwhelmed, burned out, losing money. You step in, immediately offering solutions. Cut costs, market harder. You need discipline. You think you're saving them, but beneath the surface, they hear a different message. You're failing. You're not capable. You're weaker than you think. You never said those words, but the implications sat there quietly, like echoing thoughts. Aristotle wrote, "To give help is easy. To help wisely is the hard part." Helping is not about effort. It's about impact. Not about how much you care, but about what you do is received. Here lies the paradox. Humans want support, but we resist anything that threatens our autonomy. We want help, but we don't want to feel dependent. We want guidance, but we don't want to feel inferior. So when help is offered too quickly, too eagerly, too confidently, it can feel like a spotlight on inadequacy. You think you're handing someone a solution. They feel like you're handing them a verdict. Helping becomes humiliation disguised as kindness. Not because you were wrong, but because the timing, tone, and delivery missed the emotional truth. Most people don't need someone to fix their life. They need someone to believe they can fix it themselves. Helping isn't fixing. Helping is empowering. 2. When empathy misses the mark. Empathy is powerful, but it can still backfire. You feel someone's pain, and you assume you understand their experience. But emotions are filters. They reflect your interpretation, not their reality. You think you're connecting, but you're projecting. Someone opens up about losing a family member. You immediately share your own story. "Oh, I went through that too. Here's how I dealt with it." Your intention is to relate, but you've unintentionally redirected the spotlight. They came with pain. You responded with comparison. Not out of selfishness, but out of a desire to bridge the gap. Yet the bridge you built went toward yourself instead of toward them. Psychologist Carl Rogers discovered a critical truth in therapy. Understanding someone doesn't begin with relating. It begins with receiving. People don't want to be told what they feel. They want someone who lets them feel it safely. Empathy isn't about mirroring emotions. It's about making space for them. Not, "I know exactly how you feel," but, "I'm here with you. Help me understand what this is like." It's subtle, but transformative. Empathy is not recognition. Empathy is permission. Permission to hurt. Permission to be unsure. Permission to speak without being corrected, redirected, or minimized. Sometimes, the most loving response isn't advice, it's presence. 3. The communication conundrum. Helping often fails not because of motive, but because of misunderstanding. Most conflicts in relationships don't come from bad people. They come from mismatched expectations. Someone vents about a problem, you offer solutions. You think you're being useful. They think you're not listening. Someone confesses struggle. You respond with positivity. You think you're lifting them up. They think you're invalidating their pain. Someone asks for support. You take over. You think you're guiding. They feel controlled. The philosopher Soren Kierkegaard warned, before you can help someone, you must first understand more than they do, not assume more. But we do the opposite. We assume we know what someone needs. We give what we would want, not what they asked for. Most helping fails here, at the assumption stage. We hear part of the pain and fill in the rest with our own experiences, biases, and instincts. But the most powerful sentence in support is this: how can I help you in the way you need? That question is relational gold. It gives the other person control. It protects their dignity. It lets them define the kind of support that feels like safety. Not fixing them, not steering them, not diagnosing them, just walking with them. 4. Your blind spots, their burden. Now we enter the uncomfortable territory. Not how others respond, but how you contribute. Sometimes you help, not out of compassion, but out of ego. Helping makes you feel valuable, needed, moral, superior even. You become the savior, the solver, the one with answers. And without realizing it, help becomes a way to validate yourself. Freud called this projection. We see in others what we avoid in ourselves. You give financial advice while struggling with discipline privately. You preach about emotional maturity while suppressing unresolved wounds. You try to save others because saving gives you purpose you can't find internally. Your help becomes a reflection of your own unmet needs. Not conscious, not malicious, just human. Jung famously said, "Until we make the unconscious conscious, it will control our lives, and we will call it fate." If you help to fix, you create dependency. If you help to be admired, you create resentment. If you help to feel needed, you create obligation. True support requires self-awareness. Am I helping them, or am I trying to fix myself through them? Ask that question honestly, and you will avoid most relational wounds before they happen. 5. When help becomes control. The most dangerous form of help is help that becomes authority. I know what's best for you. You should listen to me. I'm only saying this because I care. Those sentences sound loving, but underneath them sits ownership. A desire to influence decisions, to guide choices, to shape outcomes according to your image of right. But love is not direction. Love is respect. Marcus Aurelius put it simply, you are not responsible for steering the universe. Sometimes your desire to help is really a desire to control outcomes, to prevent people from making mistakes, to stop them from feeling pain. But in protecting them, you rob them of growth. Pain teaches. Failure teaches. Independence teaches. When you remove struggle, you remove strength. Helping isn't protecting someone from life. Helping is standing beside them while they face life themselves. 6. The psychology of interference. There is a phenomenon in psychology called reactance. It means people resist when they feel their freedom is threatened, even if what you offer is good for them. Tell someone what diet to follow, they crave junk food. Tell someone who to date, they want the forbidden person more. Tell someone how to live, They rebel to prove they're free. Humans are wired for autonomy. We push back against control, even when control comes packaged as concern. So when help feels intrusive, the instinct is to withdraw, not accept. Not because they hate you, but because they want to own their choices.
Helping must empower choice, not override it. 7. Shifting to effective support. Helping is an art. It requires emotional intelligence, humility, and patience. Here is the framework. Ask before acting. Not every cry is a call for advice. Sometimes people speak to release pressure, not to receive direction. Ask. Do you want advice or just a listening ear? Do you want comfort, solutions, or company? You cannot support someone correctly if you don't know what support means to them. Validate before strategizing. Before you guide, you acknowledge. I hear you. That sounds extremely difficult. I understand why you feel that way. Validation opens the emotional door. Advice slips through only once it's open. Offer options, not orders. Instead of, you should do this, try, here's something that could help. What do you think? You're not removing their agency, you're strengthening it. Empower, don't replace. Help them build tools, not dependence. Not, I'll handle it for you. But, let me walk with you while you handle it yourself. Because real help doesn't create reliance. It builds resilience. 8. Real-world reflections. Think of therapists, coaches, great leaders. They don't solve problems for people. They guide people to solve their own. Think of Mandela. He didn't free South Africa by instructing people what to do. He empowered them to claim dignity on their own terms. Think of Marcus Aurelius. He didn't command virtue. He lived it, and others followed. Think of modern examples. A good manager doesn't do your work. They develop your ability. A healthy partner doesn't rescue you. They grow beside you. A mature friend doesn't fix your life. They hold space while you rebuild it yourself. The most powerful helping is not intervention. It is elevation. Good intentions are not enough. To help without harming, you must learn the deeper language of care, where empathy is slower than instinct, where listening is louder than advice, where presence is more powerful than solution. Support that strengthens is better than support that saves. Because love is not ownership. Love is amplification, helping people hear their own strength more clearly. If you want to help someone, don't aim to change their life. Aim to reflect their power back to them until they change it themselves. This is the art of helping without hurting. This is the difference between saving and empowering. And if you learn this skill, your relationships will not just survive. They will deepen, expand, and breathe. This is the Decoded Network. Until next time, help wisely, listen deeply, and remember, care is only love when it respects freedom.